The sterile white walls of General Hospital have witnessed countless moments of heartbreak and healing, but few scenes have been as emotionally charged as Drew Quartermain's awakening after his near-fatal shooting. As consciousness slowly returns to the controversial congressman, his eyes flutter open to find the one person who has remained steadfastly by his side through the darkest hours. Willow Tate, the vigil of love. For days, Willow has maintained her bedside vigil, her hand never leaving Drew's as monitors beeped rhythmically around them. Despite the whispered concerns of hospital staff and the disapproving glances from certain Port Charles residents, she refused to abandon the man who had captured her heart so completely. The custody battle for Scout may have been resolved in her favor, but Willow's priorities remained crystal clear. Drew needed her, and she would not let him face this fight alone. The shooting had sent shockwaves through Port Charles, with speculation running rampant about who could have pulled the trigger on the increasingly unpopular politician. Drew's enemies list had grown exponentially as his political ambitions consumed him, making him a target for numerous residents who felt wronged by his ruthless tactics. But as Willow sat vigil beside his hospital bed, none of that mattered. All she could see was the man she loved, fighting for his life. A moment of truth. When Drew's eyes finally open, the first thing he sees is Willow's tear-stained face, illuminated by the soft glow of the bedside lamp. The relief that washes over her features is immediate and profound. "Drew," she whispers, her voice breaking with emotion. "You're awake. Thank God, you're awake." The congressman tries to speak, his throat dry from days of unconsciousness, but Willow gently shushes him, reaching for a cup of water. As she helps him take small sips, Drew's mind begins to clear, and the magnitude of what has transpired starts to sink in. Someone tried to kill him, shot him twice in the back like a coward. But through it all, Willow never left his side. "How long?" he manages to croak, his voice barely above a whisper. "For days," Willow replies, smoothing his hair back from his forehead. "You've been unconscious for days. The doctors weren't sure. They said the bullets came so close to your spine." Drew's hand instinctively moves to hers, gripping it with surprising strength. The simple touch sends electricity through both of them, a reminder of the connection that has sustained them through so much turmoil. In this moment, with death having brushed so close, all the political maneuvering, all the schemes and manipulation fade into insignificance. The weight of realization. As the hours pass and Drew grows stronger, the full impact of Willow's devotion becomes clear. She had fought to maintain custody of Scout, navigated the complex emotions surrounding his shooting, and endured the judgment of those who questioned her loyalty to a man many in Port Charles viewed as a villain. Yet she never wavered, never questioned whether her place should be anywhere but by his side. "Willow," Drew says during one of their quiet moments together, when the bustling hospital finally settles into evening calm, "I need you to know something." She turns from the window where she'd been watching the sunset paint the Port Charles skyline in shades of gold and crimson. "What is it?" Drew struggles to sit up straighter in the hospital bed, wincing as pain shoots through his back. The shooting has left him weakened, but his resolve has never been stronger. "When I was lying there, bleeding out on my living room floor, do you know what I thought about?" Willow shakes her head, moving closer to the bed, her heart racing at the intensity in his eyes. "You," he whispers. "I thought about you, about us, about all the time I've wasted trying to build something that doesn't matter, when the only thing that truly matters was right in front of me all along. A love confession that changes everything." The words hang in the air between them, heavy with meaning and possibility. Drew reaches out, taking Willow's hand in both of his thumbs tracing gentle circles across her knuckles. "I love you, Willow. I love you more than I ever thought possible, more than my political career, more than any ambition or scheme or plan I've ever hatched." Tears begin to flow freely down Willow's cheeks as she absorbs his words. After everything they've been through, the affair that started their relationship, the complications with Michael, the custody battles, the endless drama that seems to follow them, here is Drew, laying his heart bare in the most honest moment they've ever shared. "I've made so many mistakes," Drew continues, his voice gaining strength. "I've hurt people, manipulated situations, let my desire for power corrupt me. But lying there, thinking I might die without ever telling you the truth, I realized that none of that matters if I don't have you." Willow's free hand comes up to cup his face, feeling the stubble that has grown during his unconsciousness, seeing the vulnerability in his eyes that few people ever witness. "Drew, let me finish," he says urgently. "I'm ready to give it all up, Willow. The congressional seat, the political aspiration, all of it. I'll walk away from Washington, from the power plays, from everything that's turned me into someone I barely recognize. All I want is to be with you, to build a life together, to be the man you deserve. The moment of decision. The confession hits Willow like a tidal wave. Throughout their tumultuous relationship, she has watched Drew become increasingly consumed by his political ambitions, seen how the pursuit of power changed him in ways that sometimes frightened her. His willingness to sacrifice everything for their love represents a fundamental shift that she had hoped for but never dared to expect. "You would really do that?" she asks, searching his eyes for any sign of deception. "You would walk away from Congress?" Drew's response is immediate and unwavering. In a heartbeat. "Willow, I've spent so long chasing after things I thought would make me powerful, make me important, that I lost sight of what actually gives my life meaning. You do that. You and Scout. The family we could build together, that's worth more than any political office." The sincerity in his voice, the raw emotion in his eyes, breaks down the last of Willow's defenses. Despite all the judgment from others, despite the complicated history that brought them together, she knows that what she feels for Drew is real and powerful and worth fighting for. "I love you too," she whispers, leaning down to rest her forehead against his. "I love you so much it scares me sometimes. When I thought I might lose you, when the doctors said the bullets were so close to your spine." Drew's arms come up to encircle her, pulling her as close as his injuries will allow. "You'll never lose me," he promises against her hair. "Never. Whatever comes next, we face it together. A new beginning." As they hold each other in the quiet hospital room, both Drew and Willow understand that they are at a crossroads. The shooting has stripped away all pretense, all the complications and political maneuvering that have defined their relationship thus far. What remains is pure, honest love and the commitment to build something real together. "So what happens now?" Willow asks, pulling back to look into his eyes. Drew's smile is the first genuine one she's seen from him in months. "Now we start over. We do this right this time. No more schemes, no more manipulation, no more putting anything above what we have together. Just us, building the life we both want." Willow's answering smile lights up the hospital room. "Are you proposing to me, Congressman Quartermain?" "Former Congressman," Drew corrects with a chuckle. "And not yet, but soon. Very soon. I want to do this properly, Willow. I want to court you the way you deserve, show you every day how much you mean to me, prove that the man you're choosing to love is worthy of that gift." The promise in his words, the commitment in his eyes, seals their future together. As Port Charles buzzes with speculation about Drew's shooting and his political future, the man himself has found something far more valuable than power has found: love, true love, and the strength to choose it over everything else. In the days that follow, as Drew continues to recover and the investigation into his shooting continues, both he and Willow face their future with renewed hope. Whatever challenges await them, whatever judgment from others they might face, they will face it together, united by a love that has survived scandal, trauma, and the ultimate test of near death. Their story is far from over, but this moment Drew's awakening, his love confession, and Willow's acceptance marks a new chapter, one built not on ambition or manipulation, but on the simple, powerful truth that love conquers all, even in the complicated world of Port Charles. Next, we will learn about the intriguing possibility that Drew Kane might emerge from his ordeal as a transformed individual, though questions linger about whether this shift is genuine or merely a clever facade. In the bustling world of Port Charles, Drew Kane's recent escapades have painted him as a figure shrouded in controversy, pushing boundaries and alienating allies at every turn. Over the past few months, the storyline has delved into darker territories, showcasing Drew's decisions that have sparked widespread resentment among the town's residents. From heated confrontations to betrayals that cut deep, it's no surprise that a multitude of characters harbored grudges, strong enough to contemplate drastic actions against him. Imagine the tension building like a storm on the horizon, with whispers in the shadows suggesting that Drew's antics had crossed unforgivable lines. This culmination of animosity reached a fever pitch in a dramatic showdown, where gunfire echoed through the night, leaving Drew clinging to life with 2 bullet wounds that could have easily sealed his fate. Fans were glued to their screens, speculating wildly about the identity of the shooter in this classic whodunit mystery. Some even found themselves sympathizing with the assailant, given Drew's trail of broken trusts and shattered relationships. Yet, against all odds, medical intervention at General Hospital stabilized him, pulling him back from the brink just in time for surgery. while the road to recovery remains fraught with uncertainties involving complications like infections or unexpected setbacks. Indications point toward Drew pulling through, ready to face whatever comes next in this riveting saga. As Drew lies in his hospital bed, the anticipation builds round what his awakening might bring to the forefront. Will he confront the chaos of his recent past with remorse, or will old habits die hard? This scenario evokes memories of a parallel plotline from another beloved soap, Days of Our Lives, where a character faced a similar crossroads. E.J. Demera, much like Drew, spent endless weeks stirring up trouble, amassing a legion of foes who seethed with rage and plotted retribution. His own shooting mystery unfolded with twists that kept viewers on edge, and upon regaining consciousness, E.J. professed a profound personal overhaul, vowing to mend his villainous ways. But beneath the surface, it was all a calculated performance, a smokescreen to maintain his grip on power while never truly abandoning his scheming nature. Picture E.J.'s sly grins and feigned sincerity, fooling those around him into lowering their guards. Drawing from this, it's plausible that Drew could mirror such tactics, awakening with declarations of enlightenment that mask ulterior motives. He might embark on a theatrical journey of self-improvement, complete with heartfelt apologies delivered in quiet hospital corridors or public gatherings, all while plotting his next moves in secrecy. Delving deeper into this potential ruse, Drew's supposed transformation could serve as a strategic tool in rekindling lost connections, particularly with Willow Tate. Their romance, once a beacon of passion amid Port Charles's turmoil, fizzled under the weight of Drew's missteps, leaving Willow wary and distant. Now, envision Drew, bandaged but determined, whispering promises of change during bedside visits, his eyes conveying a vulnerability that tugs at Willow's heartstrings. He could weave tales of near-death reflections, claiming the bullets forced him to reevaluate his priorities, perhaps even inventing anecdotes about visions of a better life during his unconscious state. This fabricated redemption arc might draw Willow back into his orbit, reigniting their spark under the guise of newfound maturity. However, skepticism abounds. True character evolution seems unlikely for someone as entrenched in conflict as Drew. Instead, this could be a ploy to disarm his adversaries, lulling them into complacency while he gathers intel on the shooting. With enemies lurking in every corner from business rivals to jilted lovers, Drew's pretend shift might allow him to eavesdrop on conversations or observe suspicious behaviors, piecing together clues like a detective in a noir thriller. The undercurrent of vengeance adds another layer to this unfolding drama. In a revealing interview with Soap Opera Digest, actor Cameron Matheson, who brings Drew to life with such intensity, teased elements of retaliation that could drive the plot forward. He hinted at Drew's inner fire, suggesting that survival would only fuel a desire for justice, or perhaps something more personal and raw. Matheson's words paint a picture of a man not content to forgive and forget, but rather one who might channel his pain into calculated strikes against those who wronged him. Incorporating this, Drew's feigned positivity could be the perfect cover, attending community events with a smile, volunteering at local charities to project goodwill, all while secretly amassing evidence or allies for his comeback. Imagine covert meetings in dimly lit cafes, where Drew, disguised in casual attire, interrogates suspects under the pretense of reconciliation. This duality would heighten the suspense, keeping Port Charles on tenterhooks as alliances shift and secrets unravel. Moreover, the broader implications for General Hospital's narrative landscape are worth considering in this context. Drew's survival and potential personality pivot could ripple through the lives of key characters, forcing confrontations and revelations that redefine relationships. For instance, family members like those in the Quartermain clan might grapple with mixed emotions. Relief at his recovery tempered by wariness of his intentions. Friends turned foes could find themselves second-guessing their actions, wondering if Drew's change is a trap designed to expose them. Even the medical staff at GH, who worked tirelessly to save him, might become unwittingly involved, sharing observations that aid his investigations, adding invented flair. Perhaps Drew experiences fleeting moments of genuine introspection amid the fakery, blurring the lines between performance and reality months, where the weight of his choices truly hits home, only to be suppressed by his drive for payback. This internal conflict could manifest in subtle ways, like hesitant pauses during apologies or sleepless nights haunted by what-ifs. As the storyline progresses, ABC General Hospital spoilers continue to tease that Drew's mental state might undergo some orchestrated upgrades, hinting at more twists in store. Viewers are encouraged to stay vigilant, as the true nature of Drew's awakening that a heartfelt turnaround or a masterful deception promises to deliver edge-of-your-seat entertainment. With enemies still at large and romances hanging in the balance, Port Charles braces for the fallout, where every word and action could tip the scales. Whether Drew emerges as a reformed soul or a vengeful force, one thing is certain: the drama is far from over, and the revelations ahead will keep fans talking for weeks to come. Next, we will learn about the exciting roadshow that promises to blend laughter, behind-the-scenes gossip, and the irresistible charm of daytime legend Steve Burton and Maurice Benardois are packing their bags for a one-night-only extravaganza titled Mob Ties and Hospital Lies. The moment the announcement hit social media, Port Charles devotees practically stampeded to their keyboards. Set for November 2nd at the Irvine Improv in sun-soaked California, the event feels less like a standard fan meet and greet and more like a reunion tour, where unscripted comedy meets soap opera mythos. Burton and Bernard, who have spent decades perfecting the combustible bond between Jason Morgan and Sonny Corinthos, are trading the nurse's station for a microphone stand, intent on proving their chemistry thrives even without cue cards or dramatic lighting. Coastal Entertainment met for pairing television icons with live audiences that attendees will witness totally improvised scenes, candid confessionals, and rapid-fire Q&A segments that could veer anywhere from prank stories on set to heartfelt reflections on mental health advocacy. Dig a little deeper and you discover a clever thematic spin. Mob Ties and Hospital Lies is structured like a three-act play. Act 1, cheekily called The First Shot of Espresso, opens with both actors riffing on the early morning ritual that powers long shooting Desmo's infamous Corinthos coffee versus Steve's protein shake obsession. Expect tongue-in-cheek jabs about who really spends more time in makeup and which co-star never remembers their blocking. Fans might even be invited to reenact a Fox shootout, foam darts included, to see if anyone can rival Jason Morgan's lightning reflexes. By injecting the spontaneity of improv, Burton and Bernard can pivot from comedic banter to poignant anecdotes about the late John Riley, or their very first scenes on the GH soundstage, painting a vivid portrait of life inside America's longest-running soap. Act 2, labeled Confessions from the Five Families, is poised to dive into the darker lore that makes Sonny and Jason such iconic anti-heroes. Here, the duo promises unrehearsed mini-scenes inspired by classic Corinthos cartel showdowns. Imagine Steve adopting that steely Jason glare, while Maurice delivers his trademark low-voiced threateningly to break character seconds later, and crack a joke about missed cues or prop guns jammed with glitter, adding zest. They plan to pull random plot lines from a fishbowl, everything from baby swaps to amnesia arcs, and reenact them in absurd new settings. How would Sonny handle a hostage crisis in a karaoke bar? Could Jason diffuse mob tension at a goat yoga retreat? The beauty of improv means no one, not even the stars, will know until the moment strikes. Between skits, the pair intends to spotlight their off-screen passions. Maurice, an outspoken mental health advocate, hopes to share a concise yet impactful segment about his journey with bipolar disorder. He's expected to discuss how portraying Sonny's emotional extremes sometimes mirrors his own challenges and how fan support has been a lifeline. Steve, recently branching into fitness entrepreneurship, plans to outline the discipline that keeps him camera-ready, sprinkling in humorous tales of castmates collapsing during his infamous Burton boot camp workouts. These personal interludes not only humanize the actors, but also emphasize the deeper bond forged with Fanson that extends well beyond scripted intrigue. Act 3, tentatively titled Love in the Age of Live Streams, pivots to fan interaction. Audience members can line up to pitch wacky storyline ideas, prompting on-the-spot performances. Want Sonny to become Port Charles mayor? Done. Curious how Jason might fare as a stay-at-home dad to Scout and Danny? Watch Steve navigate diaper duty with a tactical vest still strapped on. For fans stuck at home, Coastal Entertainment is experimenting with a limited digital add-on, a high-definition stream of select highlights paired with a backstage mini-documentary. Though rights negotiations are ongoing, rumor has it that a small subscription fee could unlock blooper reels, autograph printables, and a virtual raffle for a prop Corinthos coffee mug signed by both stars in gold ink. Tickets went live at noon and, unsurprisingly, sales dashboards lit up like a Christmas tree. VIP package which include a pre-show cocktail hour, professional photo op, and a commemorative poster reportedly moved in under 15 minutes. The Irvine Improv, known for its intimate 450-seat layout, offers just the right proximity for fans to catch every improvised quip and ad-libbed tear. Security plans are already in place to manage autograph lines, and local press speculate the city's hospitality sector will enjoy a mini boom, with nearby hotels offering Port Charles getaway bundles that feature themed cocktails, such as the Stone Cold Sazerac and the Bipolar Boulevardier. Social media, of course, is buzzing louder than an EKG alarm. One fan on X, formerly Twitter, joked, "If Sonny hates planes, maybe Jason can ride shotgun on a motorcycle all the way to Jersey. So they'll bring the show to us next." Another couldn't resist the shipping angle. "Bringing my mom and my Corinthos coffee mugbeth need fresh autographs ASAP." Comments range from heartfelt pleas for a nationwide tour to video capture requests from international viewers unable to secure visas. Recognizing the global audience, Burton teased on Instagram that an East Coast encore is under serious consideration, hinting at venues in Atlantic City, Nashville, and even Orlando, where Disney synergy could lead to GH-themed pop-up experiences inside the theme parks. Beyond pure fan service, Mob Ties and Hospital Lies has business brains buzzing. Daytime soaps, facing stiff competition from streaming giants, increasingly rely on experiential events to nurture loyalty. Analysts note that General Hospital's off-screen ventures, from Bernard's State of Mind podcast to Burton's coaching seminars, create revenue streams while keeping the brand culturally relevant. If the Irvine debut proves lucrative, executives may greenlight a traveling series pairing other cast favorites. Picture Laura Wright and Cynthia Watros touring with Hospital Hearts and Cartel Charts, or Finola Hughes hosting a spy-themed escape room challenge inspired by Anna Devane's WSB Past. These expansions could reinvigorate soap fandom, much like comic conventions boosted superhero franchises in the early 2010s. Naturally, logistical hurdles loom. Morris's well-documented fear of flying might limit city choices to those reachable by quick commercial hops or private charters. Industry insiders whisper that the actor agreed to the Irvine date, partly because his family can make a road trip out of it, blending work with a Disneyland weekend. Steve, for his part, must juggle filming schedules, fitness brand obligations, and family time with his young children. Coastal Entertainment reportedly built a flexible contract allowing the stars to add or subtract dates with minimal penalty, ensuring the venture does not derail their day job commitments on GH's bustling set. While waiting for November 2nd to roll around, ABC encourages viewers to keep tuning into the weekday broadcast. Producers cleverly weave subtle promos into on-air dialogue, epilogue disclaimers where Sonny mutters, "I've got to handle some business in Irvine," just before the camera fades to black. This cross-platform synergy reminds fans that soaps have always thrived on blurred lines between fiction and reality, where an improv stage becomes an extension of Port Charles itself. In closing, Mob Ties and Hospital Lies represents more than a novelty spin-off. It's a celebration of community actors and audience united by decades of shared drama, outrageous cliffhangers, and the comforting routine of the GH theme music at 2 p.m. Whether you snag a VIP pass, stream select moments from home, or simply follow the recap hashtags afterward, one thing is clear. When Steve Burton and Maurice Benard share a stage, the result is bound to be electric, unpredictable, and deeply heartfelt. So dust off those Corinthos coffee mugs, rehearse your best Sonny glare, and circle November 2nd in red ink. The mob is headed to Irvine, and you won't want to miss a single improvised heartbeat.